Hi, my name is Joyjit. So for the longest time, I'd been suffering from stomach issues like digestive disorders, constipation, diarrhea, stomach discomfort, stomach pain, all of it, and it reached a point where it has started affecting my day-to-day life. I would struggle to wake up in the morning and just get out of bed because of the discomfort. I would feel really lethargic. I had no energy to do anything. I um, I would feel less productive at work. So that's when I knew things were bad. Um, and I had consulted multiple physicians and gotten multiple tests done. In fact, most of 2019 I spent suffering from these issues and constantly seeing multiple physicians. Most of them said the same thing, that I was probably suffering from a really bad case of IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. Um, and the medications that they would give me temporary relief, like maybe for 15-20 days at best, uh, and then it would go back to being the same way again. So that's when I met Khushboo, and she explained to me how this was a lifestyle disorder, and making certain dietary changes in my lifestyle would definitely help, or at least should give me some relief, and maybe we should try that out. So she asked me to give up on four things, which were dairy, sugar, gluten, and meat, especially processed food. And I decided to go ahead with this and give it all up cold turkey. Of course, it wasn't easy. Maybe I would say that giving up meat and processed food was the easiest of them all, but gluten, dairy, and sugar, giving that up was slightly challenging in the beginning, especially since I was so used to having my morning cup of tea that I thought I couldn't function without it. And I would feel very cranky if I didn't consume sugar, at least my chai every day. And once I started making these changes, I became very conscious about what I was eating. I started paying careful, attention to the ingredients of what I was buying and what I was consuming. In fact, I realized that there's gluten and added sugar and dairy and a lot of things which I otherwise thought were healthy or were okay to eat, and suddenly I couldn't eat them anymore. And I switched to a completely rice-based diet. Instead of eating red meat and chicken, I'd start consuming fish and eggs, and otherwise, I was eating mostly vegetarian food. Um, it was definitely hard in the first couple of weeks. Like, of course, there were times when, like, on a couple of occasions, I had a cup of tea and I just indulged. But then Khushbu recommended that if I wanted to have chai, maybe I could just substitute the milk with something else. And that's when I discovered how delicious coconut milk actually was. So I substituted, I would still have my chai, except that this time I had substituted it with coconut milk, and I really found that it had a very distinct taste to it. It definitely made my life easy. And after the first 2-3 weeks, I noticed a lot of changes, especially in my bowel movements. They had become regular. I didn't pay attention in the first week, but because I used to feel cranky about not having sugar. But within after right after 2 weeks, I realized that my appetite had grown. I would feel hungry all the time, not all the time, but like very frequently. My bowel movements were regular. I had started feeling energetic. I knew I was feeling better because I had started waking up early in the morning as well. Like by 6-7, I had started working out. At the same time, so I was getting physically much better. And the first 2-3 weeks were definitely difficult, but once I adapted to the changes, I went on for it for a couple of months, 2-3 months. It became very easy, and I was possibly in, I would say, the best shape of my life. uh, I have not had any kind of bowel issues. I have not had, in fact, I don't recall falling sick either. Touch wood, in the last 6 months. Uh, So yes, it was definitely difficult for the first 2 3 weeks, but once I adapted to the changes, I have not been fitter than I am right now.